Hi everyone, how's it going? Welcome to our team call. It is October 6, 2015, 6 p.m. my time, later for some of the girls on the call, all of the girls on the call, I think. Um, my name is Melissa Martin, Triple Diamond with It Works Global, and I have three lovely ladies on the call with me today. I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. And ladies, if you'll just tell us your name, where you're from, how long you've been with It Works, and your current rank, we'll go from there. Hopefully that wasn't too much. Let's start with you, Bree.
Bree Kincade, and I've been with It Works since April, and I just promoted to Emerald.
Yay! Congratulations on your promotion. You did really awesome last month in the contest with Casey and won $500. How do you feel about that extra $500 in your pocket?
It's not a pocket. It went towards some stuff that we really needed it for. Luckily, actually, so it feels really good, actually, to be able
Okay,
to do that. And
good. Good, awesome. Well, we'll get into more of your story later. Let's go ahead and go over to Shawn.
Here we go.
Hi. Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm Shawn. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I have been in the company for about 3 years, and I am a Ruby.
Yay, we love rubies. So you got, what was it, $250?
I didn't expect that at all whatsoever, so
No.
very appreciative of Casey for that.
Yeah, she's got a very kind spirit, that's for sure.
Yes,
So
she
we
did.
highly, highly encourage you guys to participate in team contests and follow along on the team pages. 5-10 minutes a night, scroll through, see what's going on. You learn so much, and you can participate in these cash contests, these vacation contests, all kinds of fun things. So that cash that you guys got was on top of your wrap cash, your commissions, and any bonuses you currently have coming to you. So I'm sure that was just awesome. It's total all extra. So let me go ahead and go over to Yennefer. Go ahead and tell us your name, your rank, where you're from.
My name is Jennifer. I'm a diamond leader with The Works Global, and I've been with the company since December 2014, so about 10 months.
Awesome. And you're very close to double diamonds, so that's really exciting as well.
Yes.
Yay! All right, so we're gonna start with Bree and Shawn. Both you girls kind of blew my mind this past month in seeing you just continually enrolling people. Between the two of you, you each had over 20. Well, Shawn, you had 20 enrollments, new enrollments for the month of September. Bree, you had 21. So I don't know who wants to start. But Bree, why don't you give us a little background of like why you joined the company, maybe some aha moments.
I joined the company because Crystal was very persistent. We origami together actually, and she came to do a party with me, and I never met her in my life, and her and I made a really big connection personally, and then she just kept sharing it with me. I was going through a lot of stuff personally, and she knew that this was something that I could really benefit from, and she just, here and there she would mention it. I would see all her posts, and at first I was kind of like, oh, because I knew that Ashley did it, but I didn't even realize when she had actually joined. But she kept mentioning it to me, and then I was like, all right, if I'm going to try this with you, I need you to come sit down with me and explain it to me. Like, I want to know exactly what it's all about and, how this is going to work. But the biggest thing that really drew me was seeing how everybody supported each other and how everybody really worked as a team, and it was just very positive. Everything was so positive. on the team pages as I started, and everybody was willing to help out no matter what. So that was one of the biggest things. The financial support that I'm bringing into our family is huge for us right now. I had my daughter in May, which was a big surprise but a big blessing, something that I've always dreamed of having as a little girl. And I got to stay home this summer, which I have not done as a teacher. I've always worked summer school and done summer classes as a college student. And after being home with all three of them this summer, I fell in love with the stay-at-home mom situation, and I did not want to go back in August. So I've just really set my mind on really pushing my business so that I can build it and build it strong so that hopefully in May when I leave, I don't go back. So that's my big drive right now.
That's awesome. I think what's inspiring to me about you is because I'm a girl of no excuses. A lot of people know. I see you shaking your head. And I love to see a person who has a full plate already in front of them take on a challenge. And usually taking on that challenge, there's a really strong why behind that. And you wanted to stay at home with your family, and that was a big why for me as well. You know, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and, you know, we hear that time and time and time again. So I always tell people, you know, you have 168 hours in a week. You only work 40 to 60. So let's say 60, including, you know, including your transit. You know, you had to go get to and from work or whatever. That still leaves you with 108 hours each week. But then you sleep, you know, let's say you sleep 50 to 60, but you're still left with another 40 hours. So save 20 hours for your family and another 20 to accomplish what it is you need to accomplish to reach any goals and to tackle any of those dreams. I mean, really, when you think about it, like 20 hours a week, that's a lot of time to get far ahead. So I love a girl that goes after something like that. You know how I preach it all the time. But so what would be some tips you would give to people that might work a full-time job, or maybe there's some teachers on this call that are like, you know, I feel like I can never find the time. Excuse me. I can't find. I'm having a hard time finding the time, or I've got so much going on that I just don't have time. Like, what would you say to somebody that feels like they're struggling with their time management in that sense?
I had that struggle when I first went back to work. I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to figure out how to make this work? I also struggle with myself with if I start to feel like I'm starting to fall, I usually just let myself fall. That was one big thing. Another thing that I'm really gaining from this is self-confidence. But I've really just told myself, like, there is no excuse. Like, when I get up in the morning, I can post. I can post on my lunch break. Nursing mommy, when I take my breaks at work, I'm doing business as well. Like, whatever time that I can have my phone in my hand, I'm working and following up and messaging people. And then when I get the chance to go back, there's something that I can go back to and figure out. I started using some of the apps that would post for me so that maybe I'm not technically sitting there at all times doing it physically, but I'm still getting it out there and it's still being consistent when I can't actually totally focus on it. And then, like I said, it would allow for me to have something to go and actually work on and focus on when I had the time. So once the babies were in bed at night, I would take an hour and go through and reach out to people. And in the mornings, if they were still asleep and I was up, I would get myself up and just tell myself, like, you know, give yourself 30 minutes. Let's sit down and hash this out and hash that out. And I made lists for myself and just made sure I really focused. So.
Sorry, I froze on my end a little bit. I thought it was everyone, but it was me. um, but no, I do love that. You kind of reminded me of something here. You guys know I love this book, The Magic of Thinking Big. I think I talk about it at least 3 times a day. And I was reading it last night before I went to bed because that's kind of one goal I do for myself, is to do a little bit of every night before bed. And so I was reading about failures, about Mr. Success and Mr. Failure, and how, you know, a fella on Skid Row, he gets knocked down, he doesn't up again. So it talks about learning from our failures. So you talked about, you know, when you feel like you're hitting a slump and you're starting to fail, you tend to just go with it and just stop completely. So I think it's very powerful that you this time decided, you know, I'm going to get up from this, because what's it going to hurt? You know what I mean? Because you know, they talk about it in this book, the difference between, you know, Mr. Success and Mr. Failure is that Mr. Success has been knocked down more times than Mr. Failure has even tried. And it's that Mr. Success continues to learn from those failures. So you got to think about it like in the sense of, you know, there's like a 1 in 100 billion chance that a plane will crash. But when a plane crashes, the CAA doesn't go back and say, oh, you know, we had a failure, that's just kind of how it is, it was an ironic thing, and just put their hands up and walk away from it. Because if they did that, we'd continue to have failures. Instead, they go in and they investigate and they learn from it, and that way they can make improvements. So I think applying that to your business is really important, and I'm glad that you are keeping it up. So, okay, so here's the question that everybody wants to know. You enrolled 21 people last month. So what did you do differently last month? I mean, what's the most people you've ever enrolled before last month?
I think it was 9 or 10, and that was just at the beginning when it was fresh and nobody really knew what it was, and they all were interested in starting up. Last month, I just kept pushing myself. I was messaging tons of people on Facebook, and I went back through my messages, like from when I started, people that I had talked to in April and May and June, that, you know, there was some interest there, but they weren't quite ready or whatever it may be, and went all the way back and just retouched base with them, and reached out to a couple of people that I'd been talking to repeatedly and just kept following up and following up. I touched the chicken list and messaged probably like 20 or 30 people that I never, like I would always tell myself no, they would want nothing to do with this type thing. I had a really long talk with a good friend, and we got her started on her business. And it was just making the connections, and just really going for it. Like I couldn't stop. I couldn't give up. And making some connections at work as well, using that time where I had people in front of me to really talk about it, that helped a lot too. So.
Dang it, I am screwing this up big time. Did you guys hear me on this, or no? Okay. Did you hear Bree then, though, the whole time while she was talking? Okay, good. um, that's funny. That was like an awkward silence then for everybody watching live. Hey, you could be a triple diamond in a ditz too. um, so persistence is definitely key in this business, and there's like so many stats out there that most people give up after the first follow-up, and usually 90% of the sales happen between follow-up like 7 and 20, but only like 0.5% of people ever go that many follow-ups to make it to that many follow-ups. So the key is in continuing to follow up. I really, really appreciate that tip. It's definitely key. So let's go ahead and go to Shawn real quick. Hi, Shawn. How's it going? All right, Shawn. So tell us why you initially got started with It Works.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Mine was I saw a mutual girlfriend post about she had had amazing results on just the wrap itself, and I had just had my child, and being a new mom, I was desperate to do anything to try to get the pre-baby body back. So I just had a party and had really good result on my first wrap and got hooked and said, what do I need to do? And signed pretty much a week and a half, 2 weeks later. My upline quit about 2 weeks after I started. So Casey pretty much took me under her wing at that point and led me to where I am today.
That's awesome. I am so very thankful for my upline and having her get me into this. But the fact of the matter is that your success is never dependent on your upline. We do have an amazing team in Casey and Alicia, and wonderful sidelines of mine, and probably uplines of your guys' as well. Excuse me. But I like what you said about like you got the wrap on you, because that's such an important piece of our business a lot of the times, is just getting the wrap on people. Not only does it help you as a distributor, make some immediate cash, but what do you do when you get the wrap on somebody?
Right.
Is there anything specific you do and go over when you're wrapping somebody at a one-on-one or a party?
I always do. I don't necessarily pull the party pad out and do it when I'm one-on-one, but I always go over the party pad with that one-on-one. I always tell them about the different products that we have, my favorite products, some of my special and favorite products that I got hooked on right from the beginning. I also tell them about the business opportunity. I've randomly wrapped people in McDonald's bathrooms before. I mean, I'm always talking about the business, whether or not I have a Blitz card laminated on my purse that is huge. If you haven't done that yet, do that, because I've got so many people just notice it and question it and ask me what it is, and that's how the conversation gets going. And that's one of the things that got me out of my comfort zone last month, is I talked to everybody. I blitzed everybody, and that's kind of a shy subject for me, because I don't like doing that. I don't like talking in front of people. This is hard for me right now, but it is something that I got out of my comfort zone. That's one of the things that I pushed myself to do, and that's how come I got 20 loyal customers out of it. So, and it's something I pushed myself, which is something I needed to do a long time ago, but last month is the one where Casey, of course, lit a fire under everybody's butt. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I was like, wow, 20 and 21 enrollments? Dang, that's impressive. I love that we can get the wrap on anybody, anywhere. I liked how you said that in the McDonald's bathroom. I think the weirdest place I've ever wrapped someone would have been either a restaurant bathroom, or I did take a man into the women's room before, because there was no way I was taking a man into a man's room, the men's room. So, but it takes 2 minutes to put it on, and you have 25 bucks in your pocket. You have 45 minutes in front of a new person to go over, their options and additional products that can help them get healthy. So I love that. For that reason, that's the biggest reason why I love the wrap, because you have that 45 minutes to talk to somebody. So what did you do different? I know you said you pushed yourself.
This last month, I private messaged so many people. I assumed, which I shouldn't have done, but I post. Post my daily. I post my 2 times a day. I post my 3 times a day. I talk about the business all the time. I post on all the social medias all the time. Everybody who has been following me in this business for 3 years sees my post and sees how annoying I am, and I just assume if they're interested in it, they'll come to me. They see me post about how fabulous I think the greens are, so if they want it, they'll come to me. I had one of my uncle, my family member, who has known me since I was born, has seen me doing this for 3 years. And I just private messaged everybody. I'm surprised I didn't get yelled at by Facebook law or whatever that is about how many messages I posted, and I didn't do the posting of the spamming and, hey, I'm an It Works distributor, here's my link, and leave it at that. I asked if they wanted to know anything more about the products that I sell.
Yeah, so give me an example. Like when you reached out to your uncle, what did you say? Because I know people struggle with word vomit. You know what I mean?
I do. And I say I didn't spam, but I sent the same message to everybody. I sent the same initial message to everybody. Yeah. And it was, hey, it was Uncle Bobby. I'm in a contest right now, and I'm wondering if you're interested in learning or knowing anything more about any of the products that I sell that work. And I had already previously. My mom is a huge, huge fan of the greens, so she has already talked to my uncle, for example, about the greens and how amazing they are. He has issues right now, medical issues going on, and I can't really use him as an example because he was easy. He was like, yes, I want to know more about the greens. Tell me about the greens. And I'm like, oh, okay. And that's how the conversation started. Is I initially said, can I tell you anything more about the products? And so many people, they wanted to know more about the peel. I had somebody, I have a coworker came in, I work at a roofing company right now, and one of the female roofers came in and was telling me about her skin and how dry it is, and I'm like, you need to try a peel. It's just, I was always talking about it, and I was always pushing myself. And like I said, I private messaged everybody. I made it a goal. I have 900 friends, but I don't think I private messaged that many people, but I would have if I had longer of a time, and I still will. But private messaging is, like I said, I assumed people were watching me. I assumed that if they were interested in something, they would ask me for it, but just don't assume. Just take that one simple step and private message them and ask them about it, and that's where it all starts. And I followed up. I followed up to the point where I was saying, I'm sorry, I'm annoying, but, I'm in a contest. I want her money. And
yeah. I think, telling people, because I struggle too, especially like the months when we were going for really, really big bonuses or whatever, and I was like, God, I feel like such a jerk face, like just constantly, hey, you said you were interested, come on, and the thing that helped me definitely was telling people, I feel like such a jerk, and I feel like I am just in your face about this. I'm just being honest. I hope you don't feel the same, but we're just really going after this big goal. This would mean so much to our family or whatever. This would mean so much to me, whatever. Can I ask what's holding you back from purchasing? On a scale from 1 to 10, where are you, as far as joining me? Like, how 1 being not ready at all, 10 being I'm ready, let's do it now, that sort of a thing. And that has definitely helped me too. because yeah, you do. You feel that like, like I'm sorry, and but the thing that I like that you mentioned most is you assume. I don't know if I'm frozen because I keep freezing over here on my end.
Your face is frozen, but I can still hear you. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
okay, cool. Hopefully it wasn't. It was frozen in like a very beautiful like.
It was.
Probably not. I was probably like halfway picking my nose or something. But Facebook runs on these algorithms, and only about 10% of our Facebook friends see our posts, and that's the 10% that we interact with most. So when you message people, you get the most in common. Let's put your posts in their feed more often. You seem to be interacting a lot. Um, so that even if they don't respond but see your message, there's a chances they're going to see your post more often too. And sometimes people just need to follow along on the adventure of the journey to finally be ready to either join you or buy from you or try something, because we definitely have something for everybody. I mean, everyone washes their face, so
One of the things I did notice too is a lot of people are doing it to help me. They they're a lot of them are like, okay, what can I do to help you? They're buying me. They're not necessarily knowing anything about the product, but they're buying me, and then they'll learn to love our products. So, and that's a lot of everybody was like, okay, tell me what I need to do. Can I share a post? Can I do this? So a lot of everybody was interested in helping me.
yeah. And there's those of you in the 75-day push, I know you guys all here are, there's a really great video from TED Talks, and he talks about, you know, selling from the inside out instead of from the outside in, selling why somebody should buy something, not that they should buy something. Don't just sell what you have, sell why somebody should buy or why somebody should join. So, for example, if I'm selling from the outside in and I want someone to join my team, I post, join me for $99. Join my team, it's $99. You get 4 apps, 4 defining gels, some marketing materials, and your website free for a month. And it's very advertising. That's what I'm selling. But instead, if I sell from the inside out to a distributor, I have a picture of me and my daughter up, and we're at the zoo, and it's 11 a.m. on a Wednesday with my husband. So blessed that I can have my husband at home with me, and we can take our kids wherever we want, whenever we want, thanks to this crazy rap biz or things like that. That's why we're doing something, not what we're actually doing. So TED Talks, watch the video. If you're not in the challenge, highly recommend it. Little intermission here, really quick. If you have questions for any of these ladies, please message myself on Facebook and let me know, and we'll ask them here live. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Yhennifer. I know I'm not saying your name right. You say Jennifer. I want to say it in my Latina accent. Yhennifer. Yhennifer? Oh, I say Yhennifer because I'm in Arizona, and so, I have to work on my accent, my Spanish. Yeah, if Amaryllis is watching this, she'd yell at me. Sometimes she makes me reply to her messages in Spanish, and I sound like a gringa. So, all right, Yennefer, tell us. I absolutely love your story. I've been wanting to interview you for a long time, and um, so. Tell them the story you told me about how you got your money to get started with this business. Oh, you're like, you crazy woman. That's awesome. So, we've been talking, people have been posting about Mark Zuckerberg and how he invited like 5 friends to his dorm room the day he was talking about Facebook and only 2 people showed up. So, one, I love that you just showed up. Like, what do you got to lose? I love that attitude. When I was younger, I went to an interview at a gym, and I showed up, and the guy's like, "So, tell me what you know about the position," and da 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 da, and I'm like, I don't know anything. I was told the interview's at this time, and I am passionate about health and fitness, and so I thought I'd just show up and figure out. And he was like, "Wow, And a lot of the times you just gotta show up because you'll catch a vision and you'll catch an opportunity, and if you don't, worst case scenario, it was 20 minutes of your time. Time doesn't cost you anything, so just show up. So I love that. 2, I love the leap of faith, and 3, oh my God, there's so much I love about it. The fact that you met Corinne at a spiritual, retreat. A lot of the times, and that's something I'm working on personally is, allowing Jesus and God into my business. And I love that Corinne didn't vomit all over you about joining her business and just created a relationship with you, because this business is so much about relationships, and you have to be a trusted source for people to want to join you. um, so I love that about it. um, and then I love your leap of faith, of course, that you just kind of um, jumped into it, and you're like, God bless, like, let's just make this happen. That's awesome. I love it. So tell me a little bit about those first, because I'm sure you like got in and you're like, oh, SHIT, what the heck? I just spent my last paycheck.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what the hell I got into. I had never tried to rap. I was like, whatever. I pretty much just had saved up. For me, I had 4 people here. 3 of them signed up, and those were my first LCs. And then I had already booked my vacation for Christmas. This was in December to go to New York before I got laid off from my job. So
Oh,
this trip was
Jennifer,
already,
they
yeah, this trip
they they did
was.
not hear anything you said. Oh my God. Oh, okay, I
Oh,
turned you up more. Yeah, everyone's
from
messing.
where to where?
Yeah, from the very beginning, nobody's heard anything.
Why? But you can hear me, right?
Oh my God. Okay, I've turned you all the way up now. Um, okay, go
Okay, I'm
back
gonna
to the beginning. Go back. I'm sorry. Go back to the
rewind.
rewind. Yeah.
Okay, I met Corinne in a God encounter. It's a retreat. I didn't know her before then. She was my roommate. We actually slept on the same bed and everything, and I didn't know this girl from a hole in the wall. She didn't mention anything about it works there. We were just there on, spiritual connection with God. It was nothing about work. And we were there for 3 days. And 2 weeks later, I lost my job. I saw Corinne in church, and she's just asking me how I was doing. And I told her that I had lost my job. And I was kind of bugging out because I'm a single mom of 3, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have an income. I'm applying all over the place for work, and I can't find no job. She tells me, let's meet up tomorrow for lunch. And can everybody hear me now?
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
Ask them if they can hear me.
That's probably why our viewership went so far down.
They couldn't hear.
I asked someone just right now. If you, Yennefer, yes, they can hear you. Okay. You're good.
Awesome. So she tells me to come to meet her for lunch, and I told her I couldn't afford lunch, and she told me to just come, that she'll treat me to coffee, and then I just showed up. Like, I went, and she told me a little bit about the business. She went over the steps to success, and I had just gotten my last paycheck from my job, my previous job that I got laid off of, and I had maybe a couple hours before it cleared, so she had the paper application. I filled it out, and she was like, it's only $99, and I'm like, oh my God, $99 is a lot. Like, this is my last paycheck. Like, she was like, just take a leap of faith, and I just did. I just took a leap of faith, and like I just signed up without knowing anything about anything. Like, not trying a rap, like I mentioned. I've never tried on a rap. I've never done network marketing. I've never sold anything in my life. Yeah. What else? What else did I miss?
I think you covered it all, and they heard my recap earlier. But I mean, I think it's an amazing story. For those of you who don't know, Yennefer is a diamond. Average diamond makes about $23,000 a year, but you also earned the $10,000 get out of debt bonus.
No, it was a double bonus.
Oh, that's right. It was double good bonus at the time, so you earned $20,000. Those are paid out over 25 months, so it's an extra $800 a month for her. Tell me, because I know this played a huge role into your success. So we tell everybody they should be getting to conference. We're like, everybody needs to get to conference. Everybody needs to get to a corporate event. Yeah, they cost some money. And some people might say, I can't afford it. And I always say you can't afford not to go. Like, you can't afford to go, you can't afford not to go. So tell us how. I love a creative mind as well. That's the other thing. I love a problem solver. Tell us your story behind, because conference was right after you joined, right?
Yeah, I joined December 12th when conference was less than a month away. It was January 15th, 17th, something like that. And like 2 weeks in, I did my launch party, and then after the launch party, Corinne and Alicia kept telling me that I needed to be there. And I'd never been before. Obviously, this is my first year where it worked, so I didn't know what they were talking about. And they're like, events change your life, events change your life, and this is like the biggest event out of the whole year that the corporate team throws out for us. And I had just joined, so I didn't have money. I hadn't even gotten paid my first commission check. Like, I was like, how am I going to go? At the door, it was $279 to get in. So I'm like, whoa, I don't know what I'm going to do. And they're like, you figure it out. And I'm like, figure it out? Like, what? I thought they were crazy. I really did. And now probably my newbies, they probably think I'm crazy because I'm telling them they got to be at conference. But they were right. Like, they were right. So, okay, I didn't have no money. And I was sitting here with my roommate, and she's a girl. She wasn't a distributor either. And she's like, what are you going to do? These girls are telling you have to be there. And I'm like, I don't know, I have to make money some way. So then we both thought about an idea, because I saw somebody was posting on the team page that they needed like a sitter or something like that for their kids, and they were coming down for conference, and they didn't have nobody to watch the kids. So my roommate, she needed some extra money. So she was like, listen, I saw on your page, because I had my computer open, she said, I saw somebody was asking for a sitter. Why you don't put my phone number there and just tell people that, I'll watch their kid, and then just write your number and tell them that you'll drive them around instead of them paying for cabs, like from the hotel from the airport to the hotel, from the hotel to conference, so you can make money for your ticket. And it was like, boom, like a light bulb, babe. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It's like 15,000 people coming over from everywhere. They're going to need cabs, and if I charge them a little less than what the cabs are charging them, I can make money to get my ticket at conference. So that's what I did. I posted on the team page, And then like the first girl that I picked up, this was like a day before conference. The first girl that I picked up, I was with my 3 kids in the car picking up people, and she's a double diamond. And she has a big team too. So in her team page, she went and posted my phone number. So then like my phone number leaked in like all these different team pages, and everybody was calling me that they wanted to ride it. I actually like didn't even have enough time to pick up everybody. Like that's how many people called, and that's how I made the money. And I paid at the door. Right when they opened, I was dropping off my last like whatever ride. And right there it was time to buy the tickets. Like they had opened the doors, and that's what I did. So I made enough for my ticket. I made enough to buy some gear because I didn't have no It Works clothes or anything. And I made enough for food because I didn't even have food to like eat that whole weekend over there, for the parking lot because we had to pay for parking lot and to pay my sitter. So that was what I did.
Ah, that's so awesome. It gives me chills. That's so amazing because, so many reasons.
3 days straight driving.
I know, I love it. I love it. Like, you just thought outside of the box, and because of that, it's like an exercise for your mind. Like, anytime a problem arises with your business, you're always gonna work. You're always going to find a way to make it happen. You know what I mean? And that's just what you have to do. So many people run to other people and like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And it's kind of like, well, what would you do if I wasn't here? Like, let's exercise the mind a little bit and let's make it happen. Let's come up with a creative, answer to this. So, I'm sure conference played a huge role in me going double diamond. My first conference was in 2014, right? No. Yes. yes, 2014. January 2014. I almost didn't go, and like 3 days before I bought my ticket. My paycheck was so slowly declining. I had lost rank. I had lost my good bonus, and I was like, maybe I'm just going to sit back. But I had 2 team members going, and I'm like, all right, if they're going to go, I'm going to go. Finally bought my ticket, and within like 2.5 months from then, I think, and I usually don't talk a lot about volumes, but I went from Ruby volume of about 7,000 to double diamond volume of about 33,000 in group volume, and I was like, whoa, and that was all in about 2.5 months, and I think that had a huge reason to do with conference. So how did conference last year, 2015, or well, this year, really, you haven't even been in a year. January 2015, you went to conference. Tell us what it did for your business.
I sat there as a distributor. I haven't even, I told you guys I hadn't even gotten my first commission check, so I wasn't even an executive. So I sat there as a distributor, and that's when I caught the vision. Like, I just thought before conference, I just thought I could make maybe a couple $100 or whatever until I got another job. That's what my intentions were when I joined the works. This, is going to hold me down until I got a real job. That's what I said to myself. But then I went to conference, and then my mind just changed. Like, I was inspired by all the stories. Being around the team and meeting our uplines, like, and just you relate when someone goes on stage and they say their story, how they started and what they did, and then you find someone that you relate to. You leave from there with a fire in your belly. You leave from there with goals. And then, at the end when Mark was like, you have to double your efforts, double this, double that, and he threw out those good bonus. He was like, the diamond bonus is $20,000. I just sat there in the chair. Sandra was sitting next to me, Sandra Crespo, and we just cried. Like, we were in tears, crying like 2 little babies. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but from here to March, it was January, I'm going to get that $20,000 bonus. Like, there's no way that I'm a total red, by the way. So I'm very motivated with competition and, money and numbers, and that's me. So when he said that, I was like, whoa, dollar signs. I saw dollar signs in my eyes. I was like, I have to do this. I have to do this. And then I saw, like, from there, the vision, like, what this company could do for me. Not only, like, March that $20,000 bonus, but long term, like once I'm in for a year, you know, when I reach ambassador, like how that's gonna affect my family, how many lives I'm gonna change by reaching those goals and helping other people reach those financial goals. What single parent I'm gonna help, like, you know, all that triggered in my mind from going to conference. That's why we tell you guys that are watching, you guys have to get to conference. There shouldn't be no excuse. Now you have time to plan. We've been telling everybody save, even if it's $5 a week, whatever, you know, to buy your ticket when they announce it, because conference will change your business. You hear it from everyone. It's not just me. You just heard it from Melissa. You hear it from everybody that's a diamond and above. After conference, something happened to their business. They're exploding. They move to the next rank, or, you know, 2 ranks above. So there's a reason why we tell you guys it's almost unexplainable, the feeling.
I like to explain it, like, people always ask, like, well, why do you go to this, why do you go to that, you know, sometimes my husband would question it, like, why do we gotta, isn't it like the same thing like last time, or and I'm like, okay, yeah, but like, people go to church every Sunday still. Why do they do that? Because you have to continue to feed your soul and your mind and your spirit. Like, yes, you just have to.
Way to put it.
So, someone had a question. Let me find it here.
That's a conference.
Okay. Someone asked, let's start, well, whoever wants to answer first can. Someone asked, how do you seal the deal with any distributors? Tips on sealing the deal with distributors. Before I say anything, does anybody else want to say anything first? No? Okay, this is how I seal the deal. First of all, you have to show people what it's like to be a part of this business. So you might be thinking, I don't have that much success in this right now. Well, success is relative. Did you make XYZ in commissions? Did you make $20, $15, $10, $8? I don't care what it is. My first, I actually had a pretty decent first commission check. Let's talk about my husband's first commission check. He didn't even get paid out commissions the first month because we didn't make enough in sales to get him paid out. It was under the 20 or 21 it had to be. But success is relative. So one, you have to show people, you know, what success and why you're happy to be a part of the team. And some people are like, well, right now I'm not so happy to be part of the team because I'm not making any money. And it's like, okay, well, change your attitude, because that's why people aren't joining you. Because $20 to some people extra a month could keep their lights from turning off. $20 could feed them for a couple extra weeks if they needed to. So you got to think about it in their perspective, not yours. You know, what could inspire somebody and what could help somebody in taking that leap of faith to join them? What post? What could you say? Are you keeping your ears open when people are saying, oh, I hate my job, oh, we're just so broke, oh, I don't have the money for products? When someone tells me they don't have money for products but they want them so bad,
the key.
Whoa!
Yes.
They need to be a distributor. They earn free products. That's why I joined this business. I joined this business for $120 in free products. I told them I didn't have time. I didn't want to be a crazy rap girl. The girl hugged me at my party, and I was like, I turned to my sister, and I literally was like, this is a freaking cult. And I was already a distributor. Like, things change. So you got to be excited about your business and what you're doing for people, what your team's doing for people, all of that. Show people that, first and foremost. Secondly, you just can't be negative. Social media especially is a highlight reel. You have to be positive on there. If I see someone posting nasty crap and they were on my potentials list, I take them off my potentials list. I'm sorry. If it's like some, like, they been sucking the D of 3 men, I see this stuff in my news feed, and I'm like, yeah, that person gets off my potential list. I'll even kick them out of my team page because it's just inappropriate. Like, I'm not going to join anyone like that. Do you want a triple diamond on your team? Then you need to be positive. You need to be professional. You need to be uplifting. You need to be a trusted source. I don't post about debatable stuff too. You're welcome to have your own opinions, but so is everybody else. And somebody with an opposing opinion is not likely to join you. So that's the first like rules. And then you have to be intentional in offering the opportunity. So I still, to this day, I message people that have never liked or commented, and I would recommend getting the book Go Pro. I tell them, hey, I thought about you with this business. I think it's something that you could really rock. Is it okay if I send you some information? I use a video tool that we created on our YouTube channel. I let anybody use it if they want, and I say, great. I have a 15-minute video. Once they say yes, a 15-minute video goes over the business, my journey, some of the products. If I send it, will you watch it? And then I wait for a reply and send them the video. That's the first thing, is being intentional with offering the opportunity to people. The second thing is when people show interest in your products, the biggest thing people do is they go, oh great, well it's $99 for a box of wraps, but you can become a loyal customer and take my 90-day challenge and you'll get them for $59. And they stop right there. Well, there's 3 ways you can buy products with this company. So I have in a script in my phone, literally, when someone asks me how much a product is, no matter what the product is, I'm going to go find it. Okay. Here's what I say. And this is just if they ask about wraps. If they ask about hair, skin, and nails, I'll put in the hair, skin, and nails price, retail and loyal. Hey girl, hey guy, whatever it is. While I can mail you a wrap, while I can mail you a $25 sample application, 4 wraps in one spot is needed as a treatment. 12 to 16 wraps in one spot is considered a procedure. You can buy all of our products 3 ways. First, 1, and I put a space so the eyes can see it better. It doesn't look like I have this giant run-on sentence. Retail, $99 for the 4-pack. So if they asked about HSN, I go, 1, retail, $55 for a month's supply. Space, then I put a space, and I say 2, as a loyal customer, it's $59 for the 4-pack. I don't tell them what a loyal customer is, because then I'm word vomiting even more. 3, distributors get loyal customer pricing as well, but with a license to earn cash, commissions, and bonuses. This is where I tell people to enter a small success. And I put, we opted this route in order to help cover the cost of products we wanted, and in 6 months we were able to pay off almost $20,000 in debt. Now, I didn't always have that success. When I first started, it was, I made $75 wrap cash in my first 3 days as a distributor. So whatever success you had, I've been earning enough money to cover the cost of the products I use. Or put a success you're going after. I'm going after a $500 bonus. I'm going after being able to supplement my income enough to where I won't be so down in debt after season for my work kicks back in. That sort of a thing. So this script, if you're on my team, if you are on Casey's team, I've screenshot this script so many times. I would recommend on my YouTube channel, there's a video that says how to get and attract distributors. I would definitely watch that because I go over all of that as well. But being intentional and offering the purchase options all 3 times. Next thing is when you get a wrap on somebody, use the 45 minutes to go over the party pad. It's duplicatable. It shows people how easy it is to do this business because you read right off of a party pad, off of a pad of paper. You have to be duplicatable for people to be able to want to join you. Otherwise, they're like, I can't do what she does. I couldn't be as good as that. I couldn't XYZ, whatever. Most of the time, people that aren't getting distributors aren't offering the opportunity to people. So it's scary. I mean, there's been people that I've offered, and I'm like, I don't even want to tell them about the distributor option because they're going to laugh at me. And they're like, oh, I want to do that. And I'm like, what? Wait, hold on. Really? Like, don't make fun of me. And they're like, no, I want to do that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So go into every appointment, go into every one-on-one, set like Corinne did with Jennifer, set up coffee dates. Hey, I saw XY. I saw that you were struggling with this. Hey, I saw that you were looking to make a little bit of extra money. Hey, I saw that you really wish you wanted to stay at home with your kids instead of go to work that day. By chance, are you available for coffee? Don't even tell them what it is until you get there and you talk to them and you let them see that vision, and you get that time. So those would be my, like, a couple of suggestions. I have that whole training video on ways to attract and get distributors. I definitely watch that. And then keep making friends and keep building relationships. I mean, everywhere we go, I mean, my object is to find a new Facebook friend, get a new contact for someone, because it's a numbers game, and the more people you meet and grow and learn to love, the more people that you'll be able to help on their journey to becoming distributors. So that's my suggestion to you. And anybody want to add to that? Just remember why you joined. What is it that made you join? And make sure you duplicate that as well. Hold on, I think there was more questions. If anybody wants to chime in on that, feel free to chime in.
Really quick, can you hear me?
Yep. Or
Okay.
I can at least.
The intentional thing that you said, that's what hooked me. The intentional reach out and stuff like that. The distributors that I signed this month, one of them was an LC, and just every time I would follow up with her, she had amazing wrap results from her first and second wrap. And every time we talked, I just kind of put that little bug in her ear, like, you know, once you share these, because she's still not ready to share them, but once you share these and everybody sees this, like, they're gonna want this. So you can keep buying from me. I'm totally cool with that. But then, I mean, you can also make money doing this. You can get these boxes for $25 instead of $59, and just, like, I didn't throw that all at her at once, but just in our regular conversation, just mentioning those little things here and there. And then my husband actually agreed to go ahead and try out doing it with me this month, which was huge for me. He's been my biggest skeptic the whole time. He actually agreed to go with me to Tampa this weekend too.
Yay!
Is huge because he hates crowds. So I think that was one of my biggest things this month too. Not only proving to myself, but because I was proving to myself and because I was pushing so hard, and he could see what difference it was making, that made a huge difference with him too. And the people that I have on my team now, they've said the same thing, just being very honest and open about what's going on, how this is changing your life, how this is affecting your LCs and that kind of stuff, and just putting it out there for people to see, and not caring who wants to judge and who has something to say about it. That's been the biggest thing that I had to get over and push aside, and it's done amazing things so far.
Yeah, you really do have to go into it with, you know, some people will look at you and say, this is so annoying, and then others people will find it really inspiring, and it's your job just to go out and inspire those that want it. There's an unfollow button for a reason, and some people end up refollowing later, but a lot of times people are just waiting for you to fail and give up. So you have to be consistent, and you have to be persistent, and you have to show your excitement. So there is another question here, and I'd like for each of you to answer. Let's start. Actually, let's start with you, Bree, because I can see that you're rocking a baby, and you may want to put that baby down soon. This question is, I love this question. What is the smallest change you have made that has had the biggest positive result for you in this business? Put you on the spot, right? Ooh, you can name a couple if you want. I think you kind of just named one, really, with, like, not really caring what people, like, thought.
I think so, and I think the biggest change, personally, is allowing myself to realize that the fears that I have, like, self-consciously and that kind of thing, is nowhere near how big my why is, and that focusing on that rather than whether I want to sit in front of this camera and stare at myself, or whether I want to push myself to go talk to this random person that is asking me about this business because I have on some gear, and I totally freeze because I usually don't speak to anybody outside openly like that. Or, I mean, those things that usually freak me out, like just focusing on why I'm doing this and what big things I'm pushing for and why not me, and keeping that in the forefront. Why can't we have these things, and why can't I give those things to my children and my parents? They seem like the smallest little things, like it's just a mindset, really, and that's made the biggest difference.
Yeah, that's really, your why is very, very, very important. And I find, and I don't mean to say this in a rude manner, but when your why is more like greedy, like I just want money, 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 like it just doesn't work. People see right through it. But again, people buy your why. They buy why you do something. Why do you buy an Apple phone versus and maybe you guys aren't Apple people, but a lot of people buy Apple phones versus the rest of the competitors because Apple's so innovative and they're selling you a dream and they're selling you an image, kind of. Like if you buy Apple, you're innovative and you can do these things and this is available to you, So more people buy why you do something rather than what you're actually selling a lot of the times. So I think that's definitely important. Why do more people go to Disney over Knott's Berry Farm? So that's super important, and I love your why. Okay, Shawn, putting you on the spot, putting your big old noggin up on there. What small changes have you made in your business that have made the biggest of difference?
Well, and I have to kind of agree with Bree too on this, is stepping out of my comfort zone, something that I never did before, and something where I have to just get over myself and talk to people, because like I said earlier too, is like you just said too, people are buying you and not necessarily knowing about the product first, but buying you, and to stay positive and to talk about the products in the business in your everyday life. And that's something that I never did before. I never would go up to somebody at a salon getting my nails done and just casually talk to them about the products and what I do, and can I hand you a coupon, and I never did that. I just got to get over myself and get out of my comfort zone. And that helped me tremendously this past month because of that. And it just, like, I just have to continue getting over myself and doing that.
I think it gets easier the more you practice it too.
Yeah.
Like you just get better at it. I mean, it makes sense. You get more comfortable with it, and then it becomes the normal. Like it's now your comfort zone. Like if you don't do it, we blitz a lot of the places we go. We don't like walk up to random people or anything, but we create a relationship and whatever. And like the times that I didn't have a blitz card, I wanted to like cry, like because I was so uncomfortable that I didn't have one, because it had become the norm. So it's funny how things change when you just small changes every day to help you step, one more step out of the comfort zone, and then I'm going to take an even bigger step the next day out of the comfort zone, so on and so forth. So that's a good one. Okay, Jennifer, you're up.
I think like the biggest change for me, I'm not a shy person. Like I could go up to anyone and blitz them. I don't have a problem with that, thank God. But I think what I've changed from when I joined was focusing more on other people's needs. Like you mentioned, like even not only with loyal customers, but the distributors on my team, like how to help them and how to, I learned that when you help your team and you help them reach their goals, that will help you automatically, get to your goals. So that would be something that I changed. Like after, you know, when I was going for Diamond, you know, like I told you, I saw dollar signs and I just wanted to get to Diamond, wanted to get to Diamond. But once I got to Diamond, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I have all these people under me. Like, I don't want to lose my people. So this was stuff that I learned from my uplines, you know, how to help my team and how to be there for them and, you know, coach them and do trainings with them. Everything is about, you know, how I can help them. And then eventually, you know, everything works itself out and it ends up helping me regardless. So that's
Yeah.
something that I changed.
I love that with our compensation plan, we get paid to help other people get paid. Like, whoa,
Help everybody else.
that's pretty awesome. Like, let me help you make money, and I'm going to get paid for doing that. Okay, that sounds awesome. Everyone's happy. Um, I'm a red, much like you. And the biggest thing I changed for my business, and I like, oh, I just want to strangle some people, and that's the red in me, when they refuse to do any personal growth. And by personal growth, I mean watch a video or tune in on this training. So I'm probably like preaching to the choir here because you guys are all watching this already. But you know, like the people that don't want to watch a video and they don't want to come to a training, they don't want to go to a corporate event, and they don't want to read a book. Like this has like kept me in such a sane mind frame. Like I again, see, that's like the 5th time today I've talked about this book. But GoPro, like reading GoPro, it's professional network marketing tactics and professional network marketing, recruiting, and how to do that, and how to close a prospect, and personal. So every day, I mean, even if I have like just 10 minutes, there's like 10 minutes at least of personal growth. And really, Mark Pentecost, our CEO, he tells people, you know, 33% of your time really should be in personal growth. The next 33% should be in just building your business, and the rest should be given towards helping your team. So that's been the small thing that I've been using, because being a red personality, it was all about me, 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 me. I want to be in the spotlight. I want the money, 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 money. I did this, I did that, that sort of a thing. And that, you know, I think everybody should go diamond. And why don't you go diamond? Why don't you want to go diamond and get this $10,000 bonus? At the time, that's what was going on. And people are like, this girl's crazy. Like, she's all about the money. And, you know, some people, they join this just to help people. Some people join this because they like to have a good time and party. They want to meet new people. And other people join this because of just quality ingredients and products and its logical sense to, at least if you're using the products, to make money doing it. So it's not always about the money. So I had to learn other personalities, and I had to do a lot of personal growth on color personalities and how to present the business to a different color personality, and how to coach a team to another color personality, coach a particular teammate that had another personality, because it's not always about the money. And yeah, I mean, I've become much more yellow as I've grown in this business, and I always tell my husband, and I always say, you know, if we could just keep the paycheck we have now, and could get everyone up here with us, you know, I would, in a heartbeat, I would do that. I would give up, you know, promoting and building a paycheck for more people on our team to have the paycheck we have, because we don't need that much, you know, we don't need that much money. So I think that's been the biggest thing for me, is personal development, and doing a little bit of that every day. Let me see if anyone else had additional questions. If you have a question, message me on Facebook for any of these girls. Otherwise, we can call it a night. I'm going to give it like 2 more minutes unless I hear from somebody. Message me. I'm not going into the event page yet. I'll try to see what everyone's saying, aside from not being able to hear Yhennifer.
I know, I got like 500 messages.
I know.
I can't hear you.
It happens. Well, they saw like your animated, you know, how passionate you were. So maybe we can put in like a little chipmunk voice in the background later on the edited version. So, what to do? I don't see.
You know, and I want to give a tip. Can I give a tip while you're
Yes,
looking?
please. And anybody who has any additional tips for the rest of the
We have Shawn, and what's the other girl's name?
Bree. I know it's confusing because it says
Bree.
Sabrina.
I can't see it. Okay. So when Bree mentioned that she was putting in that little bug in her ear on the loyal customer, that's another thing I always give a tip to my teammates. I tell them to follow up and have good customer service with our customers that we already have. Don't just sign them up and that's it, you know, it's over. No, follow up with them 2-3 weeks later, check out how they're doing, because you never know if that loyal customer is going to sign up as a distributor later on, a month or 2-3 months down the road, because I had a lot of loyal customers end up turning into distributors. So, you know, providing good customer service to your LCs is my tip.
I 100% agree. Nothing like a happy customer that enjoys the products and making sure they're happy and getting the results that they want, because that's gonna, otherwise you're gonna have a disgruntled customer, and you want to keep that customer past 3 months. And if they're happy and they're enjoying things, ask them, like, do you have anybody that you think would enjoy these products too? I'm really looking to hit a big goal, or have you ever considered earning some free products and some money with us? Just ask them. They're already using the products, so that's the best way to grow your team as well. Someone messaged me, but I don't know if it's a question. We will find out. For Jennifer, what do you mean by duplicating? She says taking more than one wrap and putting it on a different person. What we mean by duplication, and I'll let Jennifer answer as well, is you want to be duplicatable. So, meaning, when you're presenting the business and when you're wrapping someone, you show how easy that is. When you're presenting the party pad presentation is duplicatable. It's a pad, and you read off of it to go over the wrap, how to become a loyal customer, and how to become a distributor. That is duplicatable. If you start going into scientific this, that, and whatever, and I work this business 20 hours a day, and that's why I'm so successful, that sort of a thing, it's not duplicatable. Not everybody can do that, so you want to be duplicatable. I don't know if anyone else has an answer.
Just making it simple. As long as, you keep it simple, that is duplicatable, whether it is with a customer or whether it is with a distributor. Like when I'm talking to one of my girls just recently asked me this, one of my new distributors, what do you go over when you're talking about the business opportunity? I just go over the steps to success. That's it. Don't get into, fast start bonuses and, qualifying leg and, all the extra stuff. We could teach that during the training after they sign up as a distributor. But if it's a possible distributor, all you need to go over is the steps to success. That's duplicatable. If you show that it's easy to find people, if you show that it's easy to wrap, that is going to attract that person to sign up as a customer or to sign up as a distributor.
Yeah, if you know nothing in this business, know the steps to success, because if you know the steps and complete the steps every month like the goal should be, that you'll just organically grow and promote like you need to. So you teach it to your team, try to complete it yourself, that sort of a thing. Then you don't need to know about qualified legs. You don't need to know about the chart and this and that and whatever. It'll all come. It's a learn as you go thing. You don't know everything there is to know about a company before you take a job with them. So it's the same situation here. So any other tips you ladies would like to give before we take off? Let me see if there's any other questions. One last time. Don't think so. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on this call. I think it's awesome. I learned some things. I love doing these and asking questions because I get to learn things and take those and run with them myself. So I really appreciate you guys being on the call. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your success over the next couple of months and always. I've been following Shawn for a very long time, since I started. So I feel like she's, one of my sisters in this. So, all right, everyone, have a great night, and we will chat with you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.